Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's the Boston Celtics going up against the Detroit Pistons. And that's a wrap for me here in the studio. Now let's send you out to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you again at halftime.
And there a bit earlier, the Pistons getting mentally and physically ready to play. Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. First, for the Celtics, Smart is out there with White. And holding down the middle, a tremendously hard-working and versatile big man out of the Dominican Republic, Al Horford. Then there's Brown. And for Detroit, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 4.
One of the problems for the Pistons last season was they always seemed to come out after halftime flat. Just couldn't sustain the kind of intensity and focus needed to win consistently. That was a big part of why they had such a tough year.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
On defense, the Pistons. It's a three-point game. Now here's Smart, defended by Ivy. Nice ball movement by Boston. And the 3 off target. Well, going back to the Pistons, the third quarter for them was by far their worst scoring quarter. Several points lower than any other quarter they played in, and with the sample size you get over the course of a season, that is no accident.
Well, you know, what you think about now with a team like this is that if it's young, maybe they're not used to the tweaks and the adjustments that other teams are making at them over the halftime break. So this is an area for improvement for this Detroit team.
And Detroit has possession, following the miss by Al Horford. Dishes to Cunningham. Kicks it to Ivy. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you know, last season, I think, officially brought the immediate championship aspirations of the Celtics to a close. The 7th seed in the East, dispatched in the first round by the Knicks. The rebuild was on in full cycle.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws of this game.
Around a year ago, they converted about 78% of their free throws as a team, so pretty solid there.
First one falls for him. And back to the Celtics, making the playoffs, sure, but, you know, not like Steve back in 08 or 2010.
Well, this has been a phenomenal era, you know, with KG and Pierce that is now a thing of the past. But look, they've hoisted a championship banner, very close to another, but it's just time to move on. And that's just the way it is in the NBA. These things go in waves, and the Celtics now in rebuilding mode.
Well, Detroit has always been one of those teams you think of when it comes to franchises that epitomize the rough and tough Eastern Conference. Always look to be a tough defensive team, and they might not have the flashiest players, but they have some of the toughest, no doubt.
White, and the layup falls.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
Here's Ivy. Pass to Bogdanovich. He dishes it to Ivy. Detroit, no good that time either. And Clark, as you said, the Pistons were strong against the rest of the East last year. Didn't give away too many games, and 25 of their 29 wins came against Eastern opponents.
Yeah, they took advantage of the weaker conference for sure, but it just shows you how much growth they have ahead of them, because in order to get to the playoffs, they're going to have a good record against the West as well. And he's a guy who's so difficult to challenge defensively in terms of blocking his shot, because he makes adjustments in the air and has the body control to allow himself the discipline to still get a good shot off.
And something else that comes to mind with him is how many guys he's given the poster treatment to. I mean, flying high to power one down while the defender stands there looking for mercy.
Gets it to go.
The defense sagged off, and, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And White kicks to Smart. Defended by Ivy. Smart with the ball. Pass to White. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Bogdanovich.
9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Passes it to Stewart. Banked in off the glass.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Celtics trail by 6. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Look, Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. He'd like them to concentrate defensively on slowing the game down. There's simply too much speed in their opponent, and to get into a run-and-gun type of game is not to their advantage, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the Pistons with possession here. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Brown. Brown, right side. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. That is good. Brown's got his second bucket.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Here is Cunningham. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And Bogdanovich kicks to Cunningham. He passes it to Bogdanovich. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won a title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable, but last year seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
First free throw is good. And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Off his foot, and it's whistled a kick. Brown gets a screen from Horford. On defense, Detroit. Five to shoot. Releases.
They've done a terrific job rebounding here so far, allowing no second chance points.
There's the pick. Now the pass to Bogdanovich. Now the feed to Cunningham. Here's the dish to Ivy. Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Outside, White. Tatum. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Clark, you're right. They've done a great job of cleaning up the misses and limiting second chance points.
Well, because they've done a nice job blocking out and everybody has been concentrating on blocking out and pursuing the ball, they've not given up any second chance opportunities.
Hustle, too. You got to hustle.
Yeah, you got to go after it.
And he knocks down the first one.
The Pistons have gone now 5 seasons, guys, without posting a winning record, and they're on their 4th coach in that time. Been musical chairs on the bench. Hopefully, they'll be able to find some stability there and some improvement on the court.
He's perfect from the line this time. And the Pistons' long rebuild has hurt attendance. There's no doubt about that. It's dropped over 20% over the last decade, down around 67% last season. Steve, last in the NBA.
Well, of course, this city has also been hit hard by the economy, Kevin, and that has played a role. But no question, the Pistons' struggles have led to the attendance dropping. Hopefully this team, with the good young talent they've put together, can get things turned around and get these fans back.
Now here's Brown after the miss from Ivy. And it's Brown missing.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
That's good. Celtics trail by 6. Tatum defended by Bogdanovich. And now the Pistons fast break. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And the defense paying instant dividends. Fast break basket.
Yeah, that transition was immediate. Didn't waste a second getting out on the break.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Celtics trail by 8. Now here's White. Brown outside. Swiped away. He kicks to Ivy. Pass to Bogdanovich. He feeds it to Ivy. Clock at 6. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Bogdanovich. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. For Boston, they've gotten just 3 of their first fouls. And Steve, you talked about Horford scoring last season, upping his scoring rate. Clark over 17 points a game.
I really liked his efficiency, Kevin. Remained efficient even as he added to his point totals. He continues to be a very underrated jump shooter. Is a more physical player than he gets credit for being, and that mid-range stroke of his is something that is as good as anybody's in the league for his size.
Duran, defended by Griffin. Now Hayes. Tries again. Shot is off. Celtics trail by 6. Number 30, defended by Rackley. From outside the arc, and the shot is good. Detroit's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And here's Hayes. Burks kicks to Rivers. Feeds it to Burks. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Hayes, Duran, Williams with the block. Bryan. Burke's covering. Dishes it to Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one goes. Count it.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Burke's with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Leads him in there. Kicks it to Hayes. He dishes it to Burks. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Pistons lead by 4.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Left side, Williams. Lots of room. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Detroit. Celtics trail by 7. Here's Richard, but they get it back. Griffin kicks to Richard. Second chance shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense.